diarrhea full of shit. Just play along with myself and I and no one else. Yo, I'm so legit. I'm driving right now. Traffic's slow. It's Sunday afternoon. I don't know if there's an event. I'm thinking so, because there was a sign that said traffic slow, expect delays. So I don't know if it's the fucking faggots going to a sporting event. The pieces of shit going to some carnival or festival or something. But the festering piles of trash are out doing something today. As per usual, you get your standard, just what the fuck, you piece of shit, why you drive like that, what the hell's wrong with you, how come you think like that, how come you think that's the way this works, and just all the standard shit people do, either through ignorance, naivete, stupidity, or, they're aware of what they're doing, but they have an opinion and, that they think the way traffic should flow. God, I'm surprised I think I have been called in once. This dumb person is a chick. I was on a frontage road along I-70, and I needed to make a left. Now, normally a left-hand turn isn't really a problem, but some of them are pretty tight where you still have to button hook it. It's a maneuver in a tractor-trailer where you kind of got to straddle the line, but keep half your trailer in the lane so nobody rolls up on you. Marbles rolling downhill. Blinkers mean nothing. Generally speaking, I'm assuming it works and all this and people, they don't even look. They don't even, you may have, left it on. But anyway, this was a particular road where I had to button hook it even to make it turn a left. And I was sitting there, with my tractor kind of across to the right, so when the light turned green, I would button hook it out to the right and then cut back to the left. And this car is behind me, where the light's still red, and apparently they thought, this motherfucker, look at him taking up 2 lanes. I needed to do it. I did not have room. This is an old intersection. It was probably built back in the 50s or whatever, during when Eisenhower initiated all that shit, and you need to button hook it. Regardless of where your tandems are at on your trailer, you need to button hook it. I went around the corner and rolled the window down and said, you better rethink that. And then I said it again, and I didn't hear nothing of it. But that happened one time. I needed to pull in, and this person didn't want to back up. So, I rolled down the window and said, I'm going to win this fight, buddy. And they'd, back up an inch, and then I'd roll forward a little bit more, I'm, you're kind of trapped, I'm not going to do anything stupid, but, get out and walk up, do we need to call the cops right now, or do you want to, how are we doing this, and walk up like recording, and shit, but, you're not going to win this contest, little dude, or little girl, or whatever, so they finally did back up, and I said, see how easy that was? And if I wasn't driving with this company, I would have said, you piece of shit. Anyway, zippity-doo-dah. Like I said, how you drive is how you, go through the world. It's not necessarily your character, and shit like that, but for all intent and purpose, it kind of might as well be. Like I said, you're going to do your job the same way you drove to your job. But anyway, what in the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, a tanker, milk tanker. It said undeniably dairy on the back, and I thought that's something you see a lot these days, is stupid phrases. It's not something, like, wholesome goodness, or I don't know, you know what I'm saying, dog, like undeniably dairy, that's like saying you're selling water and on the bottle it says undeniably wet, or whatever. And what else? What are stupid things have I seen? Or a cheese truck, the cheesiest of cheese. Or our cheese tastes like cheese. Maybe like trying to, I know what they're saying, I know what they're getting at, but clearly from the mind of someone under 30. That's generally the line, like I said, unless you have a high caliber job, you know, like engineering or something, then it's 40. Okay? But for just your basic run-of-the-mill shit, just humans out, you know, in society, 30 is the line, roughly, depending on, you know, your upbringing, your experiences, you know, parents, friends, you know, the filters that you have developed over the years, you know, of just living your life. TV, social media, just turns out humans are actually pretty blank slates when they're born. I mean, they have like genetic stuff, you know, like if you throw a baby into a pool, it'll close its eyes, you know, and generally kick its little legs and stuff, you know. But which we will be doing with our kids, Kosenabu. We'll be taking them to the pool and stuff, you know, just shit like that, you know, just super duper interactive. Like I said, everything. You know, if those kids are watching TV, it's with me or you, and we're talking to them, we're narrating. They're too young to enjoy it anyway. I don't know what the fuck's going on, so, you know, might as well be, you know, they're not just vegged out, you know, looking at the idiot box, you know, the play being portrayed on the TV. So they're having interaction with their parents while watching. And, you know, it's just, like I said, you know, crayons, scratch a sniff, pop-up books, just interactive, just constant activity and, you know, neuron connections and playing and laughing and stuff like that, you know, and just, you know, parenting, you know, like even if they start crying or having a moment, you got to deal with that, you know, a certain way too, you know, you can't just like totally baby them and, you know, sometimes you got to let them kind of cry a little bit, you know, but if they're not going to cry themselves out and realize, oh, I'm not dying or it's not so bad, you know, you might have to intervene and do some shit, you know. But you don't just, oh, don't cry, it's okay, hush a little bit. Let them cry, you know, at least for a little bit, and then just sort of comfort them and let them cry it out. I mean, it's hard for me to put into words, of course, which is why I'm going to write a book. Oh, man. Like before we're parents, boo. So I can say, you know, I can show that to my future best to be like, look at this shit. Read it, motherfucker. Don't be hating shit. Makes sense. You'd think I was a damn expert. But anyway, in that one truck I saw, it was for meat. It was called Braveheart, you know, Meat Company. And it said something like bravely pursuing quality. And I thought, now, man, you know, maybe you'll give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, his kid came up with it or something, and he couldn't hardly say no. You know, his last name's Braveheart, you know, or whatever. It almost has to be. Otherwise, why would you choose that, you know? I don't know. Like, see, if it were me, I'd go with something like, you know, Midwestern, you know, beef processors or something like that. Go with processors instead of processing. That way it sounds a little bit more local. Like, even if you're international and you're all over the place, it's one of them mind tricks, you know, that gets people thinking, ooh, processors. As opposed to just, it's a mindless process. Clear as mud. Processing, processors. Huge difference. Huge difference. One makes you want to buy meat. The other one just makes you think nothing. You just look and then you go about your day. I'm not wrong. You can deny it, but you're stupid. Admitting you have a problem is the first step to any problem. I doubt you're going to admit that because, well, people do what they do. I get up in the morning and say, why'd you get out of bed this morning, you piece of shit? Why bother? You suck. Everybody hates you. Like that scene in, whatever, The Last Boy Scout. So it would appear the rest of the world is not having this conversation with themselves. If anything, they're hyping themselves up. Boss, you're the man. You got this. You know, so it's supposed to be funny. I've said it before. You know, that's the difference between me and the rest of the world. I know I'm a piece of shit, and I know I'm stupid, which actually makes me less stupid and less of a piece of shit. That must mean either my broker, my lawyer, or my agent. But I still got 2 phones for the time being, but I'm gonna go ahead and transfer over to my one. So